This was a fantastic fight that I think a lot of people would love to see again. Would you be interested in a rematch for this fight?
Fight fans, welcome back. We're starting to run out of superlatives to describe the ongoing wave of Saudi spectacles.
The boxing version, or something like close to it, of the Super Bowl is in the process of being finalized for February 22nd, 2025.
Top-level talents are colliding, promotional hands are being forced, and fans of the sweet science are winning.
Usyk lands right at the end, final 10 seconds.
But where the hype is real and promises are being delivered,
I give him the offer. If he's smart, he will accept it.
this one, opening 2025, is a little special, and it's unlikely, regardless of your date of birth, that you've ever seen a night of boxing quite like it.
Fighting like a prime Mike Tyson right now. And Sheeraz is looking electric. Oh, what a shot! Oh, the body shot again.
We've split it into separate parts, working from the main event downwards, to take a closer look at 7 different showdowns that are all headline potential.
Every single fight on that card is either 50-50 or 60-40 at worst.
We'll try and feed you a bit of backstory and explain the bigger picture for each, but there's a ton to get through. So, without further ado, let's take a look at Beterbiev versus Bivol 2 and everything that comes with it.
Are you a good boxer now? Not yet.
Welcome to a Motivedia presentation.
It is one of the great fights ever I see in the last at least 20 years, okay? But I don't think the result is fair, in my opinion.
His Excellency said, wrong decision, we do a rematch. So we know he's a man of his word, and there has to be a rematch.
I'd love to see the rematch. I think it'd be a great fight.
Would you be interested in a rematch for this fight?
If His Excellency wants, we're gonna do.
At a time when Jake Paul was shining some questionable light on the sport,
Oh, left hook! Triple left hook by Paul!
2 men stepped forward to show what real boxing is all about.
Undefeated versus undefeated for the undisputed.
No trash talking, no pushing and shoving, and no nonsense.
I'm always like this. I'm chill, but I'm focused also.
A fight that made its promises in the build-up
I always do preparation for 100%.
and then kept them on fight night.
Many expect this to be Bivol early, Beterbiev late. 1, 2, they both sit out.
It was always going to be a close one, and where it lacked any crowd-pleasing knockdowns or mid-fight antics, both men played to their strengths to give an incredible account of themselves. Bivol set a lightning-quick pace with some razor-sharp work at range.
It was an absolute boxing masterclass, just a pure show of concentration and skill and defense with offense thrown in.
That's lovely work there from Bivol.
But Beterbiev, unrelenting as always, never seems to tire and chewed up the later rounds.
The hunger is as strong as ever from Beterbiev's side. It's a damaging round from Bivol's point of view. Beterbiev can't miss.
Artur Beterbiev!
It's not resolved. It's not fully answered. The championship, that was the undisputed title, but now the championship of each other begins.
Ultimately, it was one of those rare nights where a draw would have probably seen the crowd nod in agreement.
I feel like this is a satisfying outcome, like decisive enough. I don't know.
I just want to see it again. I want to see it again. It's fantastic.
Running it back like that, I think that's what they need to do.
Because even in the absence of any post-fight theatricals, it still felt wrong seeing either of those men take their first L.
As Eddie Hearn said, he's put everything into this. To not come away with the result, it must be disheartening, but he handled it with class.
This time around, a slightly more aggressive Bivol on the back of more early success might be able to shake things up.
What does Bivol have to do to make it in his favour?
Attack more. Be ahead, stay ahead, and when you get the lead, keep the lead.
He became the first man to hear the final bell, stunting Beterbiev's 100% KO ratio. But there's still another gear to find.
I just need to be better in all points. Move better, throwing more punches, harder punches, everything better.
The size dimensions make very little difference. As the inch Bivol gains in height, he loses in reach. And the age factor, despite Beterbiev turning 40 in January, doesn't seem to hold much weight either.
Yeah, it's good. Like, you know, when you getting older, you'll be more smarter, you know.
The Chechen certainly doesn't look like the type of fighter to get old overnight. If anything, his gas tank held up better over the previous 12.
If you could change one thing about boxing, what would it be?
Instead of 12 rounds, 24 rounds.
Where does he find it from, Beterbiev? It's incredible, the manic fitness.
For him, it's a case of don't fix what isn't broken. He doesn't need to take as many risks, and he doesn't need to put as much energy into inflicting pain or staying away from it.
When Bivol shots at Arthur's glove, he's like, okay, but when Arthur shots at his glove, you see he went on that bike like, oh no.
Instead, canceling out Bivol's hard work with single shots and efficient work will be the objective.
I said, brilliant work, don't get greedy. He was having success. And on the 6th, what does this guy do? This bear of a man. He comes back as he's throwing his 6th, and he got you. I got you. And he hurt him. That changed also the dynamic of the fight. Right there.
Do you feel like you have the power, now that you've been in the ring with him, the opportunity to maybe get the knockout yourself?
The two have now become synonymous with one another at boxing's top table. And whether you prefer the Bivol eye candy or the ice-cold Beterbiev reality, with fixated composure and flawless conditioning, no corners can be cut in either camp towards another historical encounter.
For all the marbles in the light heavyweight division.
No one predicted the outcome to go like this.
Never.
It's got this fire that won't go out, and it's going to take an awful lot to put that fire out.
This would be the one heavyweight fight that I'd want to see when you're not including Anthony Joshua, Fury or Usyk. This is the next best heavyweight fight out there.
Moving down the card, the blows only get heavier. And that same risk-taking, followed by an inch of imperfection in this co-main event, only ends one way.
And he says, quotes, he doesn't really care who he destroys next. I love the way he put it, but he sounds absolutely in the mood to do to whoever is on the horizon exactly what he did to Joshua last time out.
After all, Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker represent 2025's new generation of heavyweights, and their willingness to roll the dice against the biggest and baddest is what got them here.
Whoever it is, look at his track record, look at his last few fights, and look who he's beaten as the underdog.
We felt that there would be some upsets tonight, and we have seen one. We have seen one right there.
Character-wise, even stylistically, the fight bears a ton of similarities to the two light heavies. Dubois, reminiscent of Beterbiev, coming forward with effortless power in both hands. And if he gets you shook, it's curtains.
Bergovich being chopped up like minced meat right now from Dubois. Oh!
Parker, more like Bivol, making adjustments under pressure, using guile, speed, and courage against the deadliest of opponents.
Responsible, discipline, perfection. That's beautiful boxing right there. We've seen another shutout by Joseph Parker.
And better still, it's another pairing that represents everything good in boxing. Two humble, unassuming, smiling assassins.
It'll be a challenge, but I'm ready for him. I'm ready to go out there and destroy him and, move on. I'm not playing no games. I'm the world champion and I need to hold on to that belt.
Near identical career arcs have seen both men recover from Joe Joyce's problems to defy the odds in make-or-break fashion.
Oh dear, it's the left eye and he's gone down.
Dubois was stopped by the juggernaut in 2020 and then fell short against Usyk 2 years later.
Straight, great shot, right hand, Daniel Dubois down.
Daniel, Julian. You can dream.
But he emphatically shut out quit allegations when it mattered most, to dominate Miller, Hrgovic, and Joshua.
His confidence now is not just a fight but a man. It literally is bring him on, I'll knock him down. And if Daniel does fight Joseph Parker, that would be the best run of any heavyweight right now by a million miles.
For Parker, it was the other way around. He stumbled first against AJ and White back in 2018.
Joseph Parker, who just hasn't managed to get that rhythm.
And then came out second best in a 2022 Joe Joyce slugfest.
So, listen, the bigger man won, the bigger man won today, but just shows that it's all learning. And I'm going to go back with Randy and keep practicing, come back stronger.
But with two back-to-back masterclasses against two of the division's danger men, he hasn't got it wrong since.
I'll be able to use experience. I've been in the ring with a lot of top fighters and had some good wins, had some losses, but I'm able to bring all of that and use it with this fight in front of me.
So where Fury-Joshua talks now reignite towards a glass-half-empty kind of fight between two fallen lions, Dubois-Parker is the opposite. Two in-form, hungry comeback kings with their glasses half full and everything to gain.
And we're going to see if this version of Joseph Parker, which is the best version we've seen of him, is going to be able to deal with Daniel Dubois now.
Stepping out of character, Dubois has become increasingly vocal of late.
Well, I want my revenge. I want my revenge, you think?
But mind games will have little to no effect here. Instead, both men's body of work and the after effect of their most recent outings will be all they need in terms of pre-fight intimidation.
Soak it up. Move around the ring. This is your Sugar Ray Leonard moment because you shocked the world.
And, you know, these are all, 7 or so fights, so that's 14 fighters total. The fighter with the most pressure, and I feel quite confident in saying this. Like, obviously,
Can we say 3, 2, 1?
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I rose to the top. The enemy want me to fall. I'm done with the talking. I'm finna silence them all. I'm destined for greatness, so this is fate. It's not love. Yeah, you feeling my energy? They know I'm charged.
For this one, the skill level remains, but the volume level rises. And despite Oscar's strange choice of wording,
Shakur and Lonesome Eddie made an offer to my 22-year-old prospect.
It's time for another lightweight luminary to step up and dare to be great.
I feel it. Yeah, I'm winning.
Following the Bill Haney and Lopez Sr. blueprint, a lot of the noise has come from Floyd Schofield's father.
So how they gonna say we not ready for this caliber fighter? He ain't no Tank David. He ain't knocking shit out like that.
And where criticism suggests that it's a long way short of the best fighting the best, it does fall a week before Tank versus Roach. So the timing couldn't be more perfect for a mid to late 2020 mega fight.
You feel that's gonna happen?
Yeah, I know it's gonna happen. I'm the best, he the best. So you got two guys that's the best, how can you not fight?
However, as we saw recently with Jaime Munguia, boxing's best laid plans can be unraveled.
You know, it's going to be a very one-sided fight, you know, in my opinion. But we'll see. You know, when the time come, I'm going to back up what I got to say.
And Schofield, a.k.a. Kid Austin, wants to be the man to provide that next high-profile, highlight reel upset.
Well, we know if a man in Saudi Arabia wants to see a certain fight, Chris, that fight can get made sooner than later, and you know Schofield would be all in on that.
Despite being just 22 years of age, he's already 18-0, having whitewashed everyone he's faced. He's got some serious skills, alongside a stocky frame and willingness to brawl, reminiscent of a young Sean Porter.
He's comfortably winning this fight, and he wants to gut it out with the Mexican.
He's a born entertainer.
But he'll need all that and more on February 22nd as he takes a leap of faith towards the elite of the elite.
I'm not gonna say nothing bad about him, but he know I'm the truth. Like if it's one thing he know I'm the truth. I'll show you DMs.
Shakur's unbeaten in 22, and he's dominated top-level operators just as convincingly.
Everything you try, like being successful, it's equivalent to not having money to feed your family, bro.
He's slightly taller, longer, and an all-around trickier puzzle to solve. However, where Schofield's last outing exposed some cracks, De Los Santos had some success against Shakur too.
I came to fight, he came for a track meet, and I wouldn't say that I'm on his level. I say I'm above his level because I came to fight tonight.
That said, if a Newark man is the generational talent everyone claims he is, then it should be a one-sided statement that tees up the big one.
He's a true, proper professional, and I genuinely do think he will go all the way.
One thing you mentioned previously, you said you talked about being undeniable, but how important, as you say, this fight on February 22nd to become that undeniable, as you say, then everyone's going to need you in a way.
So we're 4 fights in, and we're still talking about world titles. This time, it's at middleweight, where another rising star dips his toe into elite-level waters. Sheeraz! At 6'3" with a solid skill base, no-nonsense style, and surprising power, many are already touting Hamza Sheeraz as the next 160-pound king.
He might be the best middleweight in the world. We've been talking about this for a little while with Hamza Sheeraz.
And having put away 5 of his last 7 inside 2 rounds, those David Benavidez comparisons are becoming more and more justified.
He can speak well, he looks good, and he really does know how to fight.
What a performance that is from Hamza Sheeraz. Wake up, world, I'm coming for all of you.
The critics will welcome Carlos Adamez to test the British high flyer. After all, anyone with wins over J-Rock and Derevyanchenko gets an automatic seal of approval.
But I'll give Adames credit as well. You know, defending his title against the boogeyman coming up the ladder that nobody really wants to see. So this is a really, really good card top to bottom.
And the Dominican-born Vegas fighter brings plenty of firepower, aggression, and a smothering style. For us to see whether Sheeraz needs rescuing from deep waters like Ben Whitaker, or whether he can swim with the sharks like Moses Itama.
This young man is a future superstar. Mark my words.
And better still, similar to the Stevenson Schofield situation, the prize at the other end, if you want to call it that, is a career-defining shot at Jenny Beck, one of the most avoided men in boxing.
Do you think Hamza Sheeraz is avoiding you?
When I became a champion of the world, everybody started avoiding me, and he is the one also who's avoiding me.
But I suppose if it boosts his ego, if it feeds his ego, then listen, so be it, let him crack on, because I know, God willing, I'll get the win on February 22nd. Jenny Beck will get his scene.
Like I said, the better the competition, the better I'm gonna be. And all Virgil do is go forward. Y'all know I love pressure fighters.
Fans were salivating over Boots versus Virgil. For most, it made a ton of sense.
How does this fight get away from them?
Because they didn't want to take it?
This is... Why? This is...
However, a controversial Ennis sidestep towards Undisputed, which may or may not prove to be a good decision in the long run, now sees Israel Madrimov step in. And if Ortiz's hands weren't already full, they are now.
This is Madrimov right here. When he's punching, when he's not thinking, he's just punching off of instinct.
Madrimov promised a KO, and he delivered.
Virgil climbed off the canvas twice to edge Boachuk last time out, and many feel that rematch would serve much more purpose.
Ortiz and Boachuk are just built different.
And with Madrimov bringing a whole different string of problems, it could prove to be a nightmare switch of opponent for Ortiz Jr.
Good shot to the body, and Thomas Delorme rolling around in a heap.
The Uzbek gave Crawford a close run for his money back in August, enough to make Turkey and the general consensus refer to the hopeful Canelo fight as dead in the water.
And I believe that I did enough in this fight to keep my belt, but it's up to judges. They decided this way, but I'm ready for the rematch.
I'm really proud because we were supposed to go in the ring and Terence Crawford was supposed to basically walk through Israel Madrimov, and he couldn't.
Both men carry power, athleticism, and bags of heart.
But you know, this is boxing. Everyone's going to get hit at one point.
and I felt good. Right now, I'm not even tired.
But how well can Virgil use his additional size and reach, and how well can he stay out of danger?
You thought we were there for that sparring with Madrimov, or?
Yeah.
What happened?
It was good sparring. I thought Virgil got the best of it.
Not according to Madrimov.
This is a career-defining fight. These guys, the winner's going to go on, the loser is going to have a real job to get back into the top mix again. And it's as simple as that.
Kabayal Zhang is another barnstormer, and having a fight like this so far down the card just explains what a crazy night this is.
Zhang, who has been one of the most exciting heavyweights in recent years, and fighting Ajit, I mean, that guy can fight. I don't know how much he has at the highest level. I've been impressed with him lately, but that's a massive test fighting a guy like Zhang.
Oh, just like that!
Despite dropping him twice, Zhang was outfoxed by Joseph Parker last March before knocking Wilder into what looked like certain retirement.
Oh, he gets one there. Is this how it ends? Is this the end of Deontay Wilder's career?
And before that, he'd broken Joe Joyce's granite chin not once, but twice to claim boogeyman status.
Oh, what a shot!
Today, Zhang is certainly still one of the most dangerous and imposing heavyweights around, but he's in good company. And truth be told, he's a perfect fit for the heavyweight monster hunter himself.
He's younger, he's fresher. A lot of people saying he's really avoided. No one really wants to jump in with him and give him his chance.
Kabayal is bullying the monster now, pushing him back.
Ajit Kabayal picked apart Makhmudov with vicious body shots.
On a night when so many came here to make a statement, that's the loudest.
Then Frank Sanchez with more of the same.
Down again! Are we witnessing the birth of a future star here?
But if he conquers Zhang on February 22nd, there'll be no more flying under the radar for this German underdog. The blueprint outlined by Parker is there, and the stage is set. But one wrong move will see the hunter become the hunted.
With the great opportunity, yes, I give my best and win the fight. I shock the world maybe, huh?
I wouldn't be angry for Callum Smith versus Buatsi in 6 weeks' time.
I'd love to see that.
I think that'd be epic.
The finale, and yet another showdown that stamps world-level authority, is an all-British light heavyweight affair.
Done and maybe one or two more. Lovely right hand, and that's good night.
Despite the Anthony Yard fight failing to materialize, Joshua Buatsi continues to chase a profile-boosting victory to back up his claims.
If not, we'll still make it happen. Is that a thumbs up, Jay? Summertime, does that work for you in terms of your condition in your body?
My answer is simple and short. I'm ready.
Does the goal remain the same to become world champion?
Always. That'll never change, man.
Callum Smith's ears are probably still ringing from his only knockout loss to Beterbiev this time last year.
Is equilibrium deserted if he's in big trouble here, the referee?
Used to be the best. I always believed I was the best, and to accept that I'm not is hard one to take. But no, look, the better man won tonight.
Though where the two blemishes on the 34-year-old's record have come against pound-for-pound superstars, you'd expect he still has plenty to offer against a hungry but less experienced rival.
The domestic fight that we'd love to see, Joshua Buatsi would really do numbers. He would get the juices flowing. The fights that this man here and his team relish.
At 6'2", Buatsi isn't small, but he gives up all the advantages on paper. And where sharpness and speed should play into his favor, a tear-up like this between two high-level operators as the opener
Very good champion indeed.
makes you appreciate that the Saudi shakeup might just have hit a whole new level.
Take it. Take the money, son. Take the money.